Green, green river laid out by my front door, and I'm miles and miles from the nearest store.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About with Biff, Lucky, and Mr. Fun, the podcast where we will talk about everything. We will talk about anything. Quite frankly, we are going to talk about it all today. Once again, our fan favorites, we're remote, 3 different locations, but I hope we've gotten the sound a little bit better. We shall see. So, how are you guys doing? You all right?
We're good.
It's hard because when we're remote, I can't hear the music, so I don't know when to chime in.
Well, I counted down with my fingers, and it was Rockfish again, playing Chesapeake time, so we have kept on the tradition there. So with that, now we do not have a drink of the week, but I understand you guys just saw the Scotty's vodkas.
The king and queen of vodka. Yeah, we just ran into them after the Terps game. Terps got a big win against Rutgers.
Good.
Which is great, but we saw those guys afterwards, and we were chatting them up a little bit. And
yeah.
Scotty's got a big event in College Park on Thursday coming up for the undergrads, and Mr. Fun and I are contemplating whether we should participate or not on Thursday night.
My wife told me that it's geared towards sorority girls, and I probably shouldn't attend the event.
So what? Well, so what is he doing? What's the event?
So he's going to the Cornerstone, and Scotty's Vodka is sponsoring an event where each attendee, each sorority girl attending, gets a T-shirt. It's going to be red, yellow, and green. And red is I have a boyfriend, and yellow is I might be talking to somebody, but I'm still available. And green is I'm single. And so Scotty is promoting his own form of dating within the Greek system at the University of Maryland.
Mr. Fun, would we dare wear green shirts at that event?
No, I wouldn't. I could see you donning the green shirt.
Just for fun? Just to sort of see what would happen?
They're for the girls, so I probably would have a hard time fitting into any of the shirts. You might be able to get into one, but I couldn't get into one.
They are, of course, going to be all legal age girls at the Cornerstone.
Yes. Well, they're of course, and they've already been carded by the establishment.
They've been vetted. So to speak.
Exactly.
So good.
Exactly.
Ms. Fun, do you have a joke to start us off this week?
Well, first, did you guys hear about this stabbing in California? This guy with a knife stabbed like 5 people, including that actress, Reese
Witherspoon?
No, I already told you it's with a knife. It's not with a spoon. Hey, listen though. Remember we used to do that thing where you asked us how our week was?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you about my week. And you guys know I struggle with my real job, and I think I'm subconsciously trying to sabotage myself. What's that called? What's the quitting thing, Lucky? What's it called?
Quiet quitting.
Yeah, I think I'm quiet quitting, but I'm not being quiet about it. So 2 events that almost changed and ended my career. The first one is I get an email from one of the people I work with, and they're like, "Hey, please ask this person to send us more documentation." And I email back, "Please don't make me go back to her. She's really scary." I hit send. I sent it to the lady. I sent it to the applicant, the person I was working with. So I had to fix that real quick. And then I'm at an event, I'm schmoozing, and this woman comes up and she goes, "Wow, you look great. Have you lost a lot of weight?" And I go, "Yeah, about 28 pounds. And she goes, "That's amazing." I said, "I got to be honest with you. I'm using the Ozempic." And she's like, "Wow." And I said, "You should really try it."
Oh.
So in the same week, I called one woman scary and another woman fat. In the same week. It was very embarrassing.
Was there any blowback?
So the lady, so I called the one lady and I go, "I bet you don't know I have a weird sense of humor." And she let me off the hook. She read the scary comment and she goes, "Well, I can see how that's true. So she let me off, which was so amazing. And the other lady, I sent a text too. And I said, "I'm sorry if that attempt at humor came out wrong or whatever." And she was like, no, I didn't even hear you say it," or something crazy. So I escaped both.
How is it that women can come up to you and say, "Wow, you look great"? Like, you're not allowed to, like, What? I didn't look good before?
Well,
Like
you know that happened to me with one of the girls at the tailgate. I said, "You look like you've lost a lot of weight," and she was like, "What, was I fat a couple years ago?" And I was like, "I can't win, man. I can't win." So
Exactly.
anyway, yeah, it's true. You can't compliment. You just stay away from it. It's like talking about politics, religion, and a woman's weight. You got to stay away from those things.
Well, let's talk about where in the world JK is. I don't know if he's been following on social media. He was at a rodeo. I'm like, okay, well, where is he at a rodeo? He's in Salt Lake City, which will lead on to a question in a second. He's going to Minnesota tomorrow, where I did see the forecast was -10 overnight and a high of like 0. Don't go to Minnesota in the winter. It is very cold there. But
I have often thought I could go to a rodeo. I think that'd be fun.
I've been to rodeos. Rodeos are fun. But the question is, would you ever try riding a bull?
A bull?
A bull.
I've rode the mechanical bull before.
I know, but there's a difference between a mechanical bull and one that can stomp on you.
No, not now.
Yeah.
Not like you break it, like you get thrown.
Wait, not now? Not now or ever? Would you?
I'd do it maybe when I was younger if I had a few drinks in me and it was like on the low end of the danger spectrum, cow-wise.
There's just nothing natural about riding a bull because it's not like you break a bull and then ride it around like you're riding a horse. They're obviously just putting you on something that is just wants to kill you. At the end of the day.
Question for me, Biff, and we didn't get to this in the fashion episode, but do you have chaps? Do you have assless chaps in your closet?
I do not.
He used to.
No, never.
When he moved to Delaware, he had to like thin the herd a little bit clothes-wise, so he gave those away to charity.
What about like a cowboy hat with the little string to hold it on?
The bolo? No, the string is different than the.
I know. I think.
Well, there's a bolo tie, right? There's a bolo tie, right? Which is
you have
this.
One of those?
I have had. Well, look, he's putting one on. He's got that looks like a Native American one.
Okay.
But I have worn one of those at an event before, right? When you play dress
up. With a cowboy hat?
Yeah. I have
Nice.
at an event, which was, we had to wear. I wore a vest and it was cowboy boots.
Sheriff badge. Did you have
Urban cowboy
badge?
Or urban cowboy. Dress like
was
you
it
can.
black leather and were the chaps assless?
I did not wear chaps. I have not owned chaps.
Mr. Hunt, we now know what to get for your birthday.
For the man who has everything.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So, well, good. Well, on that note, Lucky, what is going on in the world?
Okay, so this, we're talking all these economic things going on. Of course, you were battling inflation and whatnot. The egg thing is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody's talking about the price of eggs.
But you know why it's high, right? It's they had to kill like 20 or 30 million chickens, right?
Yeah.
A lot of chickens have been killed.
When I heard we were talking about eggs today, I had to come up with some jokes, but I scrambled. I'm ready.
All right.
So do you think, though, really, is it the avian flu that's really increasing the prices? There's scarcity of eggs, thus
Well, I think there's there's scarcity, and then there's the hoarding, right? So people are buying eggs because they think they can't get eggs. Of course, they're perishable, so you can't get. So it's just going to drive up the demand higher than supply. I think that's
so. There's no real inflationary factor going on here.
I don't get the sense there is. It's not. Yeah, obviously there's been discussions about tariffs maybe driving up some costs, but eggs aren't associated with that. They're locally produced.
There's people stealing eggs.
Right.
They're poachers.
What is up with that? Okay, so yeah, that in Pennsylvania, somebody stole 100,000 eggs from a organic egg distributor,
right?
And which are worth about like $40,000, and which would take it to a felony. What do you do with 100,000 eggs?
Exactly. What do you do with them? Do you think they knew they were stealing eggs, or they were stealing a truck that just happened to have eggs? They thought they were getting dimes. Wasn't that also in Pennsylvania, where all the dimes are stolen? Yeah. Because they obviously don't last. So I did go to the grocery store today. The eggs, I was like, okay, because it's famously like in New York City, it's like $11 for a dozen, and Waffle House is charging 50-cent surcharge per egg. That made the news this week. Yeah, and I was like, well, what's the price of the eggs? There are some that are around $8 for a dozen. This is in Delaware. There were others, though, that were $5.99, $4.99.
By the way, because I'm sort of a economist, if you guys don't know that, the idea of it being inflationary just means the price is going up. So, yeah, this is inflationary. The fact that there is a shortage of eggs, the price of eggs is going up, which means,
But listen,
okay, here's the thing, though. Okay, I like a couple scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs a good good meal, good breakfast meal. So $11. Okay, so I look at the price of them in this inflationary status. $11 for a dozen. It doesn't seem like that much to me. Like I think $11 is worth it for a dozen eggs.
Yeah, I mean the nutritional value is quite good on eggs. I just saw a study what was that?
Yeah, but but you have a couple bucks in your pocket. The problem is for the people who were used to paying, $3.69.
Yeah,
they're having a hard time.
So, but I did read I read this study this week where they did it with children who they were eating an egg a day. That was their thing. That was the test.
Wow.
The control group, and their IQ went up 15 points because it's the egg in the morning, right? It's to get before they went to school. They had protein and they had an egg, and it's definitely very good for you. This whole knock against cholesterol, which I think is what took eggs backwards, but I think the food pyramid's proving
That's a conspiracy.
To be, I think the food pyramid's proving to be full of fallacies. I would say that I would be over time. Unfortunately, you think that companies have helped persuade the government to line the pyramid up with different foods.
I'll give the joke. You guys give the punchline. So a bagel, an egg, and a piece of bacon walk into a restaurant, a bar. What does the bartender say?
Bagel, an egg, and a piece of bacon.
He says, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast here."
That's pretty good.
Good.
Speaking of inflationary, here's another thing that's been rankling me for a couple of weeks. So, do you guys buy tickets off of StubHub?
All the time. StubHub or what's the other one? I'm forgetting it. There's the other one, but the competitor StubHub.
There's a few of them out there.
Right.
So I could and again, the convenience is amazing. Like
SeatGeek,
you want to go to
before
an
I
event.
forget. SeatGeek.
What's that?
SeatGeek is the other one.
Oh, SeatGeek. There you go. Yeah, like the convenience factor is amazing. So so StubHub or SeatGeek for providing this platform for selling and buying is great. They should be compensated. But I recently bought 2 tickets to a Caps game, and the tickets were roughly like about $125 each. I paid $37 in taxes and another $107 in service fees, delivery fees, transactional fees. So my $250 tickets went up to $393 just as a result of pushing a button and getting the tickets off of StubHub.
It's not a flat fee; it's a percentage-based fee.
I don't know exactly how the fee works because it does change. Like I think the fee is higher as you get closer to the event.
So I know I was invited to a basketball game last year by Mr. Fun, and I had to buy a parking pass, and my parking pass was literally like $2. It was like $22 after the SeatGeek or StubHub fee. So there must be a minimum fee, and then maybe it must be a percentage base. It's crazy, though. I mean, that convenience is crazy.
Well, so StubHub is a private company, and just what kind of revenue do you think StubHub has as of like 2023? So as about a year ago.
Oh gosh, they got to have $5 billion. I'm just going to pick a number.
$1.4 billion in revenue.
Revenue. So that's just of their fees, though. That must not include the price of the tickets. Because everybody's a lot of people are using it.
Facilitated,
right?
It just as a benchmark, 4.75 billion in ticket sales in 2018.
Yeah,
and they generated $1.1 billion in fees from that. That was in 18, so that was 5 years ago. So I mean,
so that's 20% is the fee, roughly. If I do that math, it must be
a couple of years ago. I bought tickets to a jousting match. I don't know how much it was, but there was definitely a surcharge.
Okay, this one is in the. I brought this topic up a couple month or so ago in the nil absurdity category, name, image, likeness, all the crazy stuff that's going on with college sports these days. Okay, so here's this was interesting. So we have this transfer portal that there's 2 windows of the year, I think, that players can get in and they can move without any kind of penalty to other colleges. So there's a guy, Xavier Lucas. He went to Wisconsin. He's a football player. He went to Miami without going into the portal. He transferred and joined their team without doing anything with the portal. And the interesting thing is he had a 2-year contract with Wisconsin and he only played 1 year. So Wisconsin is contemplating taking action against this kid who basically he just decided I'm not going to follow the nil contract that I signed, and I'm also not going to use the stupid thing called the portal. I'm going to do whatever I want. And so it's interesting to see what's going to happen with this kid and Wisconsin.
There's nobody on the planet right now who doesn't think this nil stuff is insanity. There's no rules, and nobody's willing. Everybody sort of gets to the point where they go, well, they need contracts and they need this and they need that. And I've heard more than one coach say, the genie is out of the bottle, and basically the players sued. The kids sued to get the right to do all this stuff. They're not going to allow for regulation. They're just going to say no.
Did you see? Speaking of which I don't. The economics it's like the mystery of movie financing. But I saw that Ohio State fully accounted, their athletic department lost $37 million last year. Right?
Did they really?
And they famously paid $20 million in nil. Right? That's what they bought that national championship team. And then on top of this, Ryan Day just signed 7 years, $87.5 million, the coach. And I'm like, well, so how does that lose $37 million, effectively double down on paying players and your coach? So it must they must account for it in another way, somehow, some way.
They get a donor. They probably say, hey, Ryan Day needs to be extended. Their top 20 donors, hey, we need help. And they basically say, okay, here they pass the hat between all the millionaire and billionaires at Ohio
What's
State.
crazy to me is you see these large donations, and then you realize how little it covers. That covers basketball for 1 year, and it's a gigantic donation. I don't get the economics. I think we need Doge to go into there.
I didn't. Sort it all out. I don't think we talked about it. But did you see the power shift in college football? They're saying is going from the SEC to the Big Ten because of nil, because the Big Ten, specifically schools like Michigan and Ohio State and others, have bigger donor bases in terms of billionaires.
Sure.
Right? And we've seen that over the last 2 years, and it just kind of happened without us paying attention because the SEC has not been as good. But the Big Ten's gotten better, right? They won the last two national championships, right? The Big Ten, and it's because they've got these billionaire donors that can plow money into these schools, and they don't have that. Well, there's wealthy people in those Southeastern Conference schools. They're not the level of the Michigan Business School, right? I mean, those are people who have made a lot of money, and so they're doing that. So that's interesting.
I don't think we're far away from seeing the football helmet with the corporate sponsor stickers on the back of it. Yeah, I think it's going to be Toyota Notre Dame. It's going to be. We're going to start to see it. I think.
So one last football point for me, which is completely unrelated to college, but I just read this today. Did you know there's an actress that legitimately earned a Super Bowl ring? Do you know who?
Gosh, I want a clue.
She was on a famous TV show in the mid 2000s ish. She's also been Superman's girlfriend in a movie.
Oh yeah,
Lois Lane.
No, it's Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher has a Super Bowl ring. She was a cheerleader for the San Francisco 49ers in 1984. And you get Super Bowl rings.
All right, you can't leave it. We're taping this between the Terp game that we saw and the Super Bowl tonight. We pick a winner. I think we already have, but Chiefs. Give us some insight.
We all took the Chiefs.
I take it begrudgingly. I'd like to. I'm going to change. I'm going to say Eagles by 5.
I picked the Chiefs, but I'm rooting for the Eagles. Right. I don't know if you can do that, but that's where I am.
It's okay. So the game's even, right? I think the spread's even as of a day ago. So we'll see. Who knows?
I think it's stupid that the Chiefs everybody's like bandwagon. Oh, I don't want another team to win. I mean, how can you not like Patrick Mahomes? So anyway, hey, here's something else I wanted to close on with this nil absurdity. It's point number 2 that I had. Okay, so as the last administration was leaving, there was a few rulings by the Department of Education and the Department of Justice in this nil stuff that are really interesting. We'll sort of see how it plays out. But the education side they basically said that this money that the schools are going to pay the kids, they need to follow Title IX. So that means that men and women have to equally get that pot of money. So we'll see how that one gets adjudicated. That was a big recommendation that they made. And then the second one was Department of Justice came out and said that the roughly $20.5 million that the schools now can pay the players violates free market principles, and thus it's probably going to be able to be challenged. So I don't know if these are foreshadowings of challenges that the NIL and the money that they're going to have legally or whatever, but just, I saw this and I've been meaning to bring it up. But I
so
think it's
the second point, though, that almost makes it sound like they're just going to Katie bar the door. The 20.5, if I understood what you said, sounds like that's the threshold now. They're saying it's violating free market principles, so they're saying take off the cap. Am I not hearing that correctly?
Yeah, I think maybe because maybe if the collective bargaining rules were in the mix, because right now collective bargaining laws aren't in play. They're just negotiating. I think it was a settlement that the NCAA basically came up with, and the players basically said, okay. Yeah. But I think it has the opening to be challenged. Somebody's going to challenge 20.5 and say, hey, why isn't it 30.5?
Yeah.
At some point. So I think that'll push them more towards collective bargaining, where the players have to form a union essentially. And then there are laws governing these kinds of things. And maybe that's when that agreement is more valid.
So I have two small sports things. One, Mr. Fun, since this has been an egg-heavy episode for you, do you know why in tennis it's called love, like 15 love, 30 love, 40 love?
No, I don't.
It's because it's actually the French word for egg, L'Oeuf, loof. So it became love. Because the word, okay. See, you learned something new. And I don't know. Now I'm wondering if he has another joke. I said that just to see if he has one.
I have lots of egg jokes.
Okay, well, that was an egg reference. So why don't you go for it?
Did you hear there's actually a breed of roosters that lays eggs? Yeah, they're called Himalayan.
That's good.
The Himalayan rooster.
So, and then another one for you, Mr. Fun, because I just want to understand if you understand how impressive it is. Did you see the guy hit the hole in one where it landed in the cup straight from 150 yards? He effectively dunked it, right? So it landed. So this is on the famous 7th.
You're saying in the air.
16th hole at Scottsdale, which is the famous hole, stadium hole now in golf.
Yeah.
Emiliano Grillo was his name. Hit it. He actually didn't even know he hit it in the hole because it didn't land on the green. He just went into the hole from 150 yards. Wow. Now, do you find that impressive, Mr. Fun, as a non-golfer wants to be a golfer?
I actually find that so much more impressive than like it rolling in the hole.
Okay.
Like he really, he dunked it. Like you said. That's
it was cool. I've never seen it before, especially on TV.
Can I ask here's a non-golfer question. What if that had popped back out?
It does not count.
It does not count. It has to settle in the hole.
It has to stay in the hole. So because that's happened famously. Two people have putted it without the flag in the hole, and it'll hit it and bounce out. So it happens.
Isn't that something your girlfriend used to say to you? Keep it in the hole.
Jeez,
something like that. No?
So,
hey, so when I was single, I remember going to. Speaking of eggs, I went to the cashier with a dozen eggs and some bacon and a thing of orange juice. And she said, oh, I guess you're single. And I said, how could you tell? And she goes, because you're ugly.
So, Mr. Fun, Starbucks is something you fancied over the years, or at least your family has. Have you noticed any of the changes this guy is putting in? He's cutting down on mobile orders. He's cutting down. You can't use the restroom unless you're buy something there. There's things that are changes.
I have noticed it that there's and it's a real life thing. The Starbucks I frequent had been mixed feelings. Had been taken over by people who needed a place to let's just say hang their hat for the day.
Right. And
many of them monopolized the bathroom. I know there were people. It's a sad display. They were washing themselves. They were doing whatever they had to do. Those people are no longer as welcomed at the local Starbucks. And so, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And then what about the changes in terms of, are you a mobile app guy? Do you order things on mobile? And
you know what? It's a weird thing for me. I I don't like mobile apps, period. Like if I'm driving to a Wawa, for example, and I go in and I order the sandwich. Mrs. Fun, on the other hand, bangs out the order on the mobile app on the way there. I mean, we could be 5 minutes away. I've never done that.
Because you're not used to it. You're not used
or
to
is it because or is it because you're cheap?
No, wait, is it more money?
No, meaning if it's ordered on the app, it's automatically paid for.
Oh no, I still got to pay for it.
I know, but you have that. You can have that.
No, you know what? I'm a poor decision maker. Like I want to be there and be like, yeah, you know what? Put the lettuce on the sandwich. Put the lettuce on the sandwich.
You have more of a chance to say something inappropriate if you do it in person as opposed to.
100% correct. It's 100% correct.
So I got hit up for Girl Scout cookies on the way out of the grocery store today. Favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I don't know what they're called. They're like butter, peanut butters. I don't know. Yeah, I like peanut butter.
Tagalongs.
Tagalongs. Lucky knew it right away because he's the father of two daughters.
Tagalongs have like caramel. No?
No, they have the peanut butter with the cookie and the chocolate on top.
What does a Girl
Scout cookie cost these days?
It was $5 for the box.
Okay.
Of course, that was real time. Maybe if I just happened to go out, I got Samoas. I do like a Samoa.
Those are the ones. Those have coconut.
Coconut chocolate, and caramel.
Never been a coconut fan.
Really?
Yeah. No, I don't like it at all. Like I don't like the crunch of the coconut in my cookie. Feels like I'm eating like a bug or something.
You don't like Mounds or Almond Joy?
Nope. Won't even do it.
Wow.
What about you, Lucky?
I do. I like those cookies, and I like Mounds and Almond Joy both. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We didn't.
I like a number of the Girl Scout cookies. I like to put in the freezer and eat them.
Oh, Thin Mints, particularly.
Yeah, Thin Mints and the Tagalongs. I like them both that way.
Excellent. So, good. Yeah. Mr. Fun, believe it or not, we are heading towards the goal line since it's Super Bowl Sunday on this episode.
All right, let's do it.
Do you have a joke?
All right, guys. This is the risque joke, correct?
This is the risque joke.
And sticking with our egg theme, which one doesn't belong? Eggs, your wife, or a blowjob? The blowjob. You can beat your eggs and your wife, but you can never beat a blowjob.
Jeez.
Good one.
Well, good. Well, thank you, Mr. Fun, for another good joke. Unless you have another one in your arsenal, you tend to have.
No, I do. I just have a random joke.
Okay.
Went to the doctor, and he said, "Hey, there's while examining you, I found a piece of lettuce hanging out of your ass." And I said, "Doctor, that's just the tip of the iceberg."
Jeez. I think you're the one with the assless chaps. I think that's what it is.
He definitely wants a pair.
Yeah, that's right. Lucky, how do they get a hold of us?
Talkabout2023@gmail.com.
Right.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Yep.
Well, good. Well, good to see you guys on camera. I'd like to do it in person soon. Hopefully we will do that. So until we do it again next week, let me just say goodbye.
Guys, did you hear that the doomsday clock ticked 1 second closer to midnight this week? The doomsday clock is this thing they created in the 40s, and if it strikes midnight, doomsday is upon us.
What time is it?
It basically started at 7 minutes before midnight in 1947, and as world events have occurred between now and then, it's either moved closer to midnight or moved farther from midnight. And there's this group in Chicago, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, who basically control this movement.
So where is it now? If it started at 7 minutes up, where is it?
It is now. It's the closest the clock has been. It now stands just 89 seconds away.
Okay, so they're saying, since 1947, so after World War II,
and the advent of atomic energy, atomic bombs.
Yep, but you've had obviously there were a couple wars in there, Korea, at least ones that the U.S. really is part of, right? Korea, Vietnam. Yep. And some skirmishes in Iraq and things like that. But it's been a relatively peaceful period of time.
In 1991, it was the farthest from midnight, 17 minutes.
Right, it would have gone the other way. The Cold War ended.
So anyway, so I'm just saying we're inching closer. We're not talking politics here, but align your clocks with the doomsday clock. Just
Well, wow, I can't thank you guys enough for spreading such good news at the end of our podcast.
I know.
Our listeners are now going out to buy a gun and shoot themselves. I really appreciate that.
maybe after the podcast, it'll go away. It will make up that.
Oh yeah,
that
if you listen to our podcast, I'm sure.
Yeah,
your
that's right.
doomsday clock will
Yeah.
be a little bit more time. All right, guys.
That sounds
Good
good.
stuff.
Well, so who's going to close us out here?
We'll do
you
it
know what?
together.
I think we should do it together. You start, Lucky.
Thank you for listening this week. We appreciate everyone listening. And until next week.
There will be less doomsday.
Yes, we can't wait
doom
to
and
have you
gloom.
back. Listen, share with a friend, and comment on social media, please. And
Absolutely.
don't ever say goodbye.
Damn it. We were so close to a clean getaway. All right. See you guys.
By morning, my head's gonna rock.